Hi, my name is Michelle and welcome to my channel. I am now 33 weeks and 2 days into my pregnancy. I feel fatigued and I'm a bit tired and I feel a bit heavy. I also, the birds that are outside. I also have had a lot more heartburn the last few days, and I am constantly thinking about her moving around in there and make sure that she's okay. I'm trying not to stress too much about it because I do feel her, but sometimes the movements feels differently, like some are strong, some are a little bit weaker, and that can make me a bit like anxious, but I'm trying not to overthink it. If I can feel her move, I'm happy. Other than that, I'm feeling very good, and there's not that much different from last time, I think. So because of the short update this time, I thought that I would talk a little bit more about giving birth, my thoughts on that, because I am getting a bit more nervous because it's getting closer. So if you're feeling that you want to hear my thoughts on that, keep on watching. If not, we might see each other in the next video. Okay, so before I got pregnant, I was pretty sure I was never ever going to go through a vaginal birth at all. I pretty much had decided that I was going to do a C-section if I ever got pregnant, and that's that. I was super afraid of the thought of giving birth naturally, and there was a few reasons behind that, and that was, well, first of all, I love you, Mum, but she scared me when she told me about how she gave birth to me, or when she how her experience with that was. She told me one thing that has specifically got stuck in my head, and that was that she said that she could hear how she teared when I was coming out. And to me, that was like, okay, no, thank you. So that was one thing that added to my little bit like being scared of giving birth naturally. And also I've heard a lot of horror stories from people around me about tearing too much, so they've had that so much that it has affected their life afterwards when like trying to be intimate with their partner again, and other stories where women has been basically traumatized and don't want to give birth again or have had to do extra surgery. I've also heard a lot of horror stories about about the pain and how horrible it is and that you just want to die. So all of those things made me want to have a C-section for sure. And I know there are risks with C-section as well. It's still an operation. But I was pretty convinced that those risks were worth taking because I would not put myself through a natural birth at all. Well, I thought about that for like years. I've always wanted to be a mum, so I've always thought that I was going to go with a C-section. Then I met my partner, who's now my husband, and I don't know, we went on this journey where we both wanted to live a more healthy life, and I started eating plant-based. Went on and started eating only plant-based. So I cut off meat from my daily diet and do not eat meat at all today. And I was a big meathead before, but not eating meat at all today. I do sometimes cheat with dairy products, but other than that, I would say I'm pretty plant-based when it comes to my diet. So I don't know if this whole I was doing more meditation, doing more yoga, trying to be out in nature more. So I don't know if all of those things somehow, I don't know if I want to say matured my brain, but somehow I slowly started to change into wanting to do as much as possible in my in my life, as natural as possible. And when we were starting to talk about having babies, obviously that was something that I was thinking about, that I wanted to have a baby and I wanted to feel as healthy and I wanted everything to be as natural as possible. which is funny because I was so determined, I was so convinced that I wanted to have a C-section, but I don't know, something happened in my head and I started to think about natural birth as a potential thing for me as well. And then when we got that plus saying that we were pregnant, then I was convinced that I'm gonna have a natural birth. So I think that's pretty incredible, from going from no, never, to actual like, yep, I'm doing it, I'm trying it naturally. So I'm still there. I still want to try to have a natural birth with as little medical intervention as possible. But obviously it's out of my control when we're there. Like whatever happens, happens, and I'm open to anything. But I'm going to try as natural as I can. And to me that's a big thing that I've made that change. And I think also the more I started reading up on it when it came to natural birth compared to C-sections, for example, I also understood that the best option for the baby and for myself would be to go natural. So once I've decided that I wanted to do natural birth, I've done a lot of research, reading a lot of books, listened to a lot of podcasts, watching a lot of documentaries, talked to a lot of people around me. And I have decided not to go on any birth classes or anything like that, even though I have been interested in hypno birth classes, but I don't think we will squeeze that in, at least not during this pregnancy. Maybe in a hopefully future pregnancy we might do that, but this time I am not doing any of those things. I am trying to do my own research as best as I can. So what I have decided to do, if everything goes as planned, which is something it will never do, but if it would, then I would like to, try to maybe have hot showers, hot baths during my labors. I want to have, and I want to keep doing meditation and also a lot of breathing exercises. I will also be very, like Sam, my partner, my husband, will really have to do his job as well, because his role there will be very important. He will have to motivate me, help me with some back massages, and also encourage me, and if I ever feel scared, to remind me that I can do this, also remind me to breathe, also remind me to not scream out loud, but try to keep my voice down. Maybe that's why, many women sounds like cows when they're giving birth, but that's supposed to be really good when handling pain more naturally. If, let's say, I would need more something for the pain, I would be open to do I think it's called sterile water injections, because I have had a back surgery 2-3 years ago. So if I would have a lot of pain in my lower back, I am open to have those injections, which is supposed to be very shallow, like just under the skin, but it's supposed to help with the pain in the back. And I'm also open to that laughing gas thing, at least as a pain relief. I would like to avoid epidural as long as I can, but I'm not against it. If I need it, I will ask for it. Oh, and I will also try to hire that TENS machine, which I need to do soon, and so I can stay home for as long as possible in the beginning. And that TENS machine, as far as I understand it, it's supposed to, when you have a lot of pain, for example, from your lower back, and it signals to your brain, that TENS machine, when you put it on your back, it's supposed to mess these signals up, so hopefully you won't, reflect on the pain as much, and it will feel like you're not in that as much pain as you probably are. That's how I understand it. So I'm really I would really want to try that. Other than that, I think I'll do whatever happens, and I will do whatever I have to do to have this baby as calm as I can. And I also want to have an active but calm birth, which means that I don't want to be locked to the bed. I also want to move around, dance a little bit if I can, depending on how I feel. That's that. Oh, and I can mention, just because I've made this transitional process, I don't know, like went from going from wanting a C-section to having a natural birth, I'm not scared. Come on. I'm still nervous. I'm still very like a little bit worried, but I'm trying to keep myself calm. And there's three things that I'm mostly worried about, and that is obviously one, if like just that anything would go wrong with the baby, that she would get stuck, that her heartbeat would go down, that she can't breathe in there, or an infection or whatever, like anything that could go wrong and jeopardize her health or my health is my number one concern or worried, or like what I'm scared about. Number two, yes, I'm super scared of tearing and the pain. I don't want to have big complications afterwards. And I understand that one way to avoid tearing too much is to listen to the people around you who will assist you. And the midwife, of course, is going to be the number one person with that I have to listen to. And the third thing, and I know it's ridiculous and it doesn't matter, but I don't want to poo when I'm giving birth. I just don't. I mean, you're in such a vulnerable situation as it is, flashing everything, bleeding everything, bleeding everywhere. I mean, do I have to poo as well in front of everyone? Do we all need to smell it? What if I have diarrhea and just like splash everywhere? Yeah. I would hope and wish that doesn't happen, but I know that I will just have to deal with whatever happens. The main thing is that the baby comes out healthy, secure, happy, and that's the only thing that matters in the end. And I'm gonna have that as a mantra, I think, during my whole pregnancy. Don't care about anything else, just make sure that you're doing everything you can to keep this baby safe and to deliver her safely. And I hope that will make me less scared about everything else. Yep, so that's my thoughts when it comes to giving birth. As you might have noticed, I was jumping back and forth a bit in my storytelling, but I hope you got the idea of what I'm wanting, what I want and what I don't want, and what I'm concerned about and not concerned about. Thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And yeah, I don't think I will post anything more before New Year's, but if I do, then we'll see you then. If not, then hopefully I'll see you next year. Bye.